Stop only saying sí in Spanish. Next time you want to agree with something, try these alternatives. Claro, sure, absolutamente, absolutely. ¿Por qué no? Why not? De acuerdo, okay. Hagámoslo, let's do it. Por supuesto, of course. Make sure to follow us for more Spanish tips. Mwah!
Never say this in Spanish. No problemo. This is fine if you're using the expression in English, but in Spanish, problema isn't a word. It's problema with an A. So in Spanish, you can say no hay problema, sin problema.
Sí, por supuesto. But please ignore how I look. It's my day off and I've been doing a lot of stuff. I took my dog to the vet. That's a whole nother thing. So Spanish possessive adjectives, singular forms only. So what are possessive adjectives? They refer to who an object belongs to, saying my, yours, his, hers, all that stuff. But remember, adjectives have to match in number and in gender. We're only concerned about number in this case, and you'll see in a second. So for example, with my, that corresponds to the yo form if you like thinking about it that way. So mi is the singular form. Mi hermana es bonita. My sister is pretty. It's just one sister that I'm talking about versus mis hermanas son bonitas, right? I have multiple sisters and they are son, right? Bonitas. Does that make sense? Let's look at another one. If I want to say your, okay, so that goes with the tu form with an accent. The possessive adjective does not have an accent, so that is a difference. That's not a typo. So, tu hermana es bonita, your sister is pretty. I'm just talking about one versus tus hermanas son bonitas. But your question was referring to this form, okay? So, whenever you are looking at using su or sus, it gets a little complicated because it's the most versatile of the possessive adjectives. It's not just singular, it is also plural, meaning it can talk about like one person's something or somethings or multiple people. So su hermana es bonita could mean like his sister is pretty or her sister is pretty, and then sus hermanas son bonitas again would be like his sisters are pretty or her sisters are pretty. But su, like I said, is very versatile and it suits many people. So it's also for like plural form. So if I say like su clase es muy buena, I'm saying like your class, like collectively your class is very good, okay? If I'm referring to a group of my students, I could say su clase es muy buena, right? Your class is very good, not just your for one person, but multiple people. It's also for being formal. Okay, so if you're talking to someone and you're using the usted form, you would have to use su with that person. And then also referring to like their, okay, so their plural, right? So if you're talking about like, maybe you have some people that you're talking about and you're like, oh, su mamá es muy, I don't know, su mamá es muy baja, right? Oh, their mom is really short. Maybe you're like describing someone else. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you need a greater explanation. I also have this from Senor Juanijo. He has a really good chart that I have used in my classes before. Ciao!